Well, Mac and Boo Boo are sitting out here waiting for me to go out and harvest a cucumber. Isn't that right, babies, huh? Boo Boo. He says, yeah, poor old Mac, by the way, has gone totally deaf. He doesn't hear a thing anymore. It's congenital. I looked it up, and here comes the wandering nomad, Rusty. These dogs are something else. We just love them to death. Well, let's go get our cucumber. Well, as you can see, we've got a million blooms on our cucumbers. We've got they're just everywhere now, more so than they ever were the last time I filmed it. And we're not getting as many cucumbers as we should. Matter of fact, we're not hardly getting any at all, and I don't understand that. The bees are working them. They look great. They got plenty of flowers. Anyway, around here, you get down around the center here, we have a cucumber down in the bottom. It's time to come off. There it is right there. Not a bad looking little cuke if I say so myself. So we're going to go ahead and get that thing off of there. There it is. Our first harvest of the year. Not too shabby, huh? Alright, at least we got one. Now I have another one over here that's hanging off the plant, doing pretty good. And we've got one or two others that are real small. But that's it so far. Nothing of any consequence except this one. I'm going to take part of it with my lunch today, and the wife's going to eat the rest of it. So there it is. You saw me harvest it. Incidentally, the old potatoes are starting to play out. You notice how they're turning kind of yellowish. So I don't know if these potatoes will even make it to around July 4th to be harvested. Now, the last week prior to harvesting your potatoes, you don't want to be watering them. Let them dry up a little, you know, the last week. And so I'll water these one more week, and that'll be about it. And then we shall see if the Buzz Buster potatoes put someone we all know and love to shame. One more thing. I spent some time pulling every single black-edged leaf off of these bell peppers. Yeah, with the hopes of, well, maybe they'll survive. You know, I got down pretty sparse on this one right here. I think we were down to like 2 or 3 leaves. But as you can see, I haven't been watering them very much, very little as a matter of fact, because water promotes that kind of bacteria in bell pepper plants. So I'm kind of letting them get a little dry before I put a little bit of water on them, just a little bit. Son of a gun, you know, there's a possibility these things are going to pull through. Wouldn't that be? That would be really cool. Now, whether or not we get any bell peppers, that's another story. And of course, I've still got the plastic on the ground. You know, somebody might say, well, why did this guy build a hoop house if he's not going to put plastic on it? I've asked myself the same question. I'm having to play according to the weather. You know, I don't want to cover the plant. I'd rather have the rain come in and, you know, water my garden for me and everything. That's always nice, and get the bees in there and let them work the flowers. And the temperature hasn't been that bad so far. But when it starts to get scalding hot, where things get to be burned a lot and I have to water continuously, then I'll go ahead and put the plastic up, except for the sides. I'll push up the sides a little bit so the air can get through. And of course, that may be by the time the garden's all played out. Wouldn't that be a kick in the butt, huh? Hey, wait till next year. Well, I'm fixing to have some of the cucumber that I picked out of the garden. Wifey made me a nice lunch with some chunky, hearty cheeseburger soup, and she put some of these slices of cucumber in there. Oh, first one of the year. Can't wait. No, we gotta add some salt on there. Yeah, I gotta put a little bit of salt. Let's try it now. Yeah. Oh yeah, a lot better, but we better go a little bit more of that salt. Oh yeah, I gotta have that salt, you know. I can't wait to dig into the rest of it. It's gonna be real good. You know, this little old hearty cheeseburger soup, this tastes pretty good. They got little burgers in it with lots of good cheese. Not too shabby here. Let me try another one. That's really tasty. But, you know, I bet that could use a little more salt too. Let's put a little salt on that. Yeah, That ought to make it taste really good. Boy, I tell you, it just gets better by the second. I figured we might as well go ahead and have some of these saltine crackers. Yeah, I gotta have a little of saltine crackers. Maybe I'll put some of this salted butter on them. You know, I don't like that unsalted butter. Gotta have some salted butter on there. Let me get a little dab on there. Oh yeah, oh yeah. I'm gonna put this whole thing right in the old choppers. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and finish up my lunch. I'll get back with you. Today is vegetable day in our house. Wifey went downtown and bought some fresh corn that just came in. God, that is some good looking corn. And she only paid 10 cents an ear for that. That's incredible, isn't it? Wow. I told her, she said she only was able to get 8 ears because everybody was beating each other up to get it. Is that right, honey?
Yeah.
Yep. And I also got one more cucumber off our cucumber vine. It's I picked it a little bit earlier than I did the other one. I wanted it to be nice and young and tender with small seeds, but it's still a good size. And she bought some tomatoes. She bought a whole case of tomatoes. They came out of the town of Hermitage, Arkansas. And what are you doing here, honey?
Blanching them.
What you going to do with them?
Peel them.
Oh, okay. And here's the great big box of tomatoes. Arkansas. Fresh from Arkansas. And 25 pounds, right?
Yeah.
And now the wifey says, I asked her, I said, well, what are we going to do with these? She said, we're going to eat them. I said, how are we going to eat all these tomatoes? She says, we'll do it. Right?
Yeah, look at this. See how when you blanch it?
Yeah, I know. You know, the skin just comes right off. But anyway, that's what's going on in our house right now. Well, those are nice looking little tomatoes. They're not huge. They're just about right, aren't they?
Nope.
Well, the old computer tower is going to have to go into the shop today. What happened was somehow the start menu would no longer start the computer, and I went through the start repair program several times, and I restored it back to a previous date. Finally, it just wouldn't work. Every time we go to start it back up the next day or a couple hours later or whatever, it would not start. We'd have to go through all the rigmarole. Anyway, I decided to try to reload Windows 7. I did. I can't activate Windows 7. The date is it's just too far outdated. And then they wanted me to go ahead and buy and install Windows 8. So I figured, what the heck, maybe it's time to upgrade to Windows 8 anyway. I'm going to take this in, get it repaired, and talk to those folks about it. So my next stop is the computer shop. I just don't feel like messing with it anymore. And here I am at connecting point to people who built my computer. Let's see if I can get some tech support from these folks. And there she is. She's eating her lunch. But hey, I have a question. Can I get some tech support here? Sure. Did you hear that, ladies and gentlemen? A one question deal. Can I get tech support? And you still speak English, right?
You bet.
All right. Well, I'm going to bring my computer in. It's broken, and you can keep eating your lunch while I do. Okay?
Perfect. Sounds wonderful.
Everybody say hi to Beverly again, right? Hi. Well, that's it. They're going to go ahead and call me when it's done, and I'll just come in and pick it up, pay them a few bucks. It'll all be over. I think what they're going to do is just going to go ahead and reactivate Windows 7. Beverly told me I really don't want Windows 8, so, I'll take her word for it. For the last few nights, there's been something out here in our garden. Our dogs go crazy, and I let the dogs out the back door, and whatever it is, they've been chasing it away, but you can see what they're doing to the potatoes. They're just really mangling them back in here. The leaves are really turning brown and drying up. Over in there, same thing. And here, look at here, they broke these right off of here. So tonight I'm going to have to, I think tonight what I'll do is I'll sit out here after dark for a little while. I'll just sit in my little chair right here, real quiet like, see if I can figure out what it is that's coming out of the woods, I guess. Tearing up the old potatoes. I don't like that. It is 10 o'clock in the morning, and I'm on my way to the dentist to get my teeth cleaned, my semi-annual teeth cleaning. And the lady that cleans my teeth is named Annette. Now Annette has been doing that. She's been my dental hygienist for almost 20 years. God, I can't believe it's been that long. We'll meet her when we get to the dental clinic. And here is where I go. I go in that door right there. It's called the Conway Family Dental. So let's go in and meet Annette. I want everybody to meet Annette. This is the lady who's been cleaning my teeth for what, 20 years almost.
Yes, and I love Mr. John, and I'm so glad that he comes.
That's right, and I love her too. Is she hot? Is this chick hot?
I don't know if I go that far.
Oh, I'd say so.
But I appreciate it.
All right. But anyway, I'm going to get in that chair, which I always do. And she's, you know, she's one of these ladies that spends her whole day looking down other people's stinking holes. And that's what's going to happen.
It's so fun. I love it.
That's right.
I love my job.
She makes tons of money. You kidding me? She's any of you single guys out there. If she ever gets single, you need to come here and get her. She got a lot of money. Okay. I am leaving the dental office parking lot, and we're going to turn right. We're going to go down the road here, oh, maybe 150 feet, maybe 100, 150 feet. And we will be at what's called the Chestnut Animal Clinic. And these are the people who take care of our pooches for us. This is where we get it done, right there in that little place right there with the red roof. And I have to pick up some medicine for Mac. It's his arthritis medicine. He takes 1 pill a day. And right in there is where I'll get it. You know, when you look at one side of where I'm standing, you don't see a cloud in the sky. But if you swing on around in the opposite direction, check this out. Are they some cool looking cloud formations? That looks really neat, I think. It's almost 9 o'clock at night. I just kind of walked out and saw them, and I said, now that's really cool, especially this one over here. That looks really neat there. You know, it's amazing how 4 days can make an enormous change in a garden. Look at the cucumbers. They've grown all the way up the fence, and now they're crawling up the hoop house. It's really weird. And look at the size of our eggplants. They just doubled in size, seems like overnight. I can't believe it. We got us a couple of eggplants coming up. I thought these babies were shot. I did not think these two eggplants were going to make it. My God, look at it. They're all the way up to my chest in height. Huge leaves. I just gave it a good spray of bug juice here. Gotta try to keep the bugs off it. But we got another one just like that growing on the other side. I don't know how many we're going to get out of this, but we do have some blooms. The bees are still working the blooms. And our bell peppers are still hanging in here. The ones I thought were going to die, turn black and die. They're getting bigger and bigger every day, and we're getting new blooms on them. I don't know. Maybe these things are going to survive after all. I'm glad I left them in now. I figured I had nothing to lose. And whenever I see a really black leaf starting to turn, or a leaf starting to turn really black, I pluck that sucker off of there. Get rid of it. I don't cut them. I pull them off with my finger and throw them out, out in the grass. Just made myself a cup of coffee in my little Keurig coffee maker. I read something the other day that I thought I might want to pass along to the rest of you. This container that holds the water, where you pour your water in, for those of you who have Keurig coffee makers, you should remove this. It comes off, and wash it about every 3rd time you fill it, because they have discovered that these things, people just keep filling it with water and filling it with water and never taking it off and scrubbing it out. They found all kinds of germs in there, even staph. So you want to make sure if you just wash it about every 3rd time that you fill it, it only takes a few minutes, you can eliminate that altogether and keep it nice and clean. You should also clean your unit down real good too, with a good disinfectant on a rag, a standard, cleaning procedure. Okay? Don't get yourself sick over just because you might be too lazy to wash out your water container. Don't do that. Once again, I got pretty lucky at Salvation Army the other day. I just stopped in. I stop in once a week at a minimum just to see what they have. And after going through the front, I always migrate toward the back where the record albums are, and almost invariably there'll be something new. Well, there was something new this week. This is a Columbia record set, 4-album set titled Thanks for the Memories. And they are in beautiful condition, just wonderful. Even the box is in really good condition, so I was able to pick that up. Very nice albums, you know. Just really good. Not a single scratch on any of them. You know, I'm getting quite a collection of scratchless records. I'm real happy to say that. We're gonna put these on the, I think on the old Montclair SS100 here pretty soon. Stack them up on top and see if we can't play some of those. I also got very lucky at the same place and on the same shelf. I found Helen Reddy's Greatest Hits, and another really great find. Not a scratch on it. And the reason it caught my eye was I picked it up and it had the album in the sleeve. You can see put in from the side, and that, you know, I've said it before, that is a clear sign that you might be hitting onto something really nice. So Helen Reddy's Greatest Hits. She was a great singer. Still is, you know, still is. I guess she's still alive. I don't think she's any older than I am, and I'm still kicking. Let's go put them on the record player, see what happens. I really like stacking them up where I can just walk away and go work on the bench and not have to get up every 5 seconds to, you know, to change an album. Right now I'm using this realistic speaker. I've got a couple others I'm fixing to modify to give me the stereo output. That's good stuff there. Here's the Helen Reddy one. Ooh, my goodness, I am woman. This is for the ladies out there.
Woman, hear me roll in numbers too big to ignore, and I know too much to go back and pretend, 'cause I've heard it all before.
Yep, I've heard it all before too. I think what we'll do is go ahead and end this video right here. Until next time, this is John. Well, it's just past dark and I'm sitting out in the hoop house, and we're going to find out if anything comes around here and wants to eat up our potatoes and mess them up. I've got a few potato bugs on there. I'm going to have to spray tomorrow. It's rained for the last 3 days, so there's no sense in spraying. I'll just sit here for a little while and see what happens. Maybe I can hear something or other. Well, I've been here for about an hour and a half now. Nothing's happened. I don't hear anything. It's starting to get pretty late. And the mosquitoes are starting to eat me up. I'll just sit here for a little while longer. But it's only been about another half an hour. I heard something. I heard something. I don't know where it came from, but I heard something. I heard something down in this area here. Make sure I don't step on my potatoes. Look around here. There gotta be something down in here. It's getting these taters. Gotta be something down here. What's that? Something down in there. What is it? What the heck is? It's Dickle! Dickle! It's Dickle!
He found me,
Get it! Go catch you, you little sucker! Get it! I got him! Oh, I got him by the short hairs. I got him by the chin hairs. I got him! Ah. Little sucker got away. I don't know where he went. He went over in here somewhere. Scurried on out of there. He out there crying and whining for Buzz. I can't believe he did that. What a cowardly Portland, Oregon Dickle you are. You know, old Buzz, he didn't have the gonads to come down here and try to wipe out my potato crop himself, so he sent his little flunky, his little lackey there, Dickle, to come down. But I got part of Dickle's beard to prove it. There it is right there. Let's see how he likes running around with pieces of his beard missing. I don't think he'll be coming back anytime soon.